Hey Aries, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to do your October read. I know I'm a little late, but I really wanted Mercury direct because it was a doozy technologically for me. So I was like, you know what? You do your thing. I'll get back to you in a second. So here we go. October for Aries. What do we got? October, Aries. Come here, babies. Also, not super in the mood for reversals, but if it's blatant, we'll take it. Because I cleared the deck and all that. So if it comes out, there's a reason. So, we're doing a 9-carder. Alright, strength is in the center. That is a nice thing. There's a resilience, I feel like, more necessarily than strength. Like, instead of like, I'm standing tall. It's more of like a, you know, rubber band bounce backy energy versus, you know, I'm a mountain. You know, there's different varying levels of strength. There's strength in not participating in stuff. There's strength in being able to stand the stuff that's going on. And then there's strength where you find it inside and apply it to your own business. So in the corners, you got the 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, Magician, and 5 of Wands. A lot of wands, a lot of stuff going on around you. I feel like with the 9 of Wands, that's, you know, being able to kind of stand up for yourself a little bit, kind of putting the brakes on some things, not showing up to stuff. With the 10 of Wands, you're kind of over it. You're just generally over it. You know what I mean? And then with the 5 of Wands, there is kind of like a little conflict-y kind of thing going on. I feel like it's really other people that don't get something, like, or they don't understand something, and that's where you're keeping it cool with the strength, but it's just like a come on. Because then you have the Magician. The Magician is that nice manifestation energy. It's being able to bring things in, you know, into fruition, creative stuff, those kind of things. But I feel like you're trying to do your thing while all this other stuff is going on around you, and that's where the strength part comes in, where it's just like you know what you need to be doing. Because then you have the 6 of Pentacles here, which is, you know what you need to be doing. You know where your time and energy has to go. You know who is going to be your kind of ride or dies in this phase. But then you have the 4 of Pentacles. And I'm jumping ahead on this one. But the 4 of Pentacles, it doesn't necessarily concern me, but I feel like this is more you having to hold on to things. We'll clarify that, guy. But it's more like you have to hold your space. The 9 of Wands is about holding your space. 4 of Pentacles can be holding your space. Doesn't have to be the miserly, you know, coming from a place of lack or blah, blah, blah. Or if this is other people, I'm not saying the threat, but the idea of losing your buy-in or your participation in whatever is kind of scary in some way. And that could make people kind of be like, wait, Aries is outgrowing me. No, you have to stay here with me and hold on. So I feel like you're ready to go. Like, you're ready to just, you know, like the Fool card, like you are, just jump off the mountain, you know, and do your thing. Because you have the 9 of Wands, 3 of Cups, and 10 of Wands. So 3 of Cups, it is kind of a reconciliation thing. It's, you know, I'm not saying you were done wrong in the past, but you also probably realized that certain things or patterns weren't in your favor. They weren't in your best interest, so you could be phasing that stuff out with that 9 of Wands, and then the 3 of Cups energy is like, hey, come on, Aries. You know, you might have given it a last try, like, you know, you have those friends that, like, you know, they're good to hang out with occasionally, but it's not, like, you can't be going out Wednesday through Sunday, you know, that kind of thing. And then that 10 of Wands, it's just like a realization, that's too much. Too much. And once again, the strength, when you put up boundaries or not participate in the stuff, people are like, well, no, get back here, get back here. So you have this manifestation energy, and I'm not saying you're being stifled, but you're being kind of, people are trying to pull you back in, like the mob. They keep pulling me back in. Because you have the Magician, the King of Pentacles, and the 5 of Wands. So the King of Pentacles lets me know that this strength thing that you're doing, with that resilient kind of like bouncy backy energy thing is working. I mean, it's not for naught, but like I said, other people are going to be a little twisted about it. They're like, wait, Aries, no, come on. And you're like, no, you can't hold me down. Because let's clarify this Four of Pentacles. What is that about? What is that about for? Queen of Swords. Yeah, when you make your decisions to move ahead, up and out, or away from things, you know, I feel like there isn't any sway. Like you've thought about it. You're not just jumping into things or being impulsive. There's some forethought here. Yeah, Four of Wands is clarifying strength. Your stability is more important than any kind of good time Charlie business, any kind of tomfoolery. You know, that's some strong words there. But then we have the Five of Wands. So what is that about? The Sun. I think you have opportunities coming. Oh, and then the Hermit wanted to come. The opportunities that you have coming to you, or the things that are opening up for you, it's like you have to do it by yourself. You can't really bring anybody else. It's like a party of one, Aries. Your table's now ready. And I don't really think there's a lot of capacity to let this other stuff in. Because I want to see what this King of Pentacles is. Okay. Guys. All right. You know how I said, I'm like, we're not doing reversals. Well, Five of Cups came out reversed with the Three of Swords. You don't want to regret stuff. But I feel like with, you know, Three of Swords is heartbreak and everything, but it's also clarity. You know, it's kind of a realization of how stuff is, because the Three of Swords for me is always you, a person, a situation, and the truth. And with that Five of Cups reversed, it's like you don't want to regret this stuff. You don't want to have the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, and you're not allowing anybody to push you into that place where you can have that happen. Now, the Ten of Wands, what are you kind of like over? Tower, Ace of Wands, and the Fool. Okay? This, I'm not saying you're ready to burn it down, but I feel like this tower is a you tower. It's not a universe tower. This is a self-initiated tower. Something wasn't working, you knew it wasn't working, and you are taking action to make it happen. And literally the Fool card. Remember how I was saying, I'm like, you have this Fool energy where it's like, let's go. So I want to clarify the Six of Pentacles. What exactly is Aries doing with this energy here? Come here, babies. Death. Change. You're changing the stuff, and it's change and growth is uncomfortable for yourself when you're doing it, but it's even more uncomfortable for the other people around you, because they're realizing, oh no, I'm not doing anything either. Uh-oh. So I feel like that's, you know, your wake up is everyone else's alarm clock, and they're like, oh my God, and they're trying to hit snooze, and you're like, no snooze. No snooze, you lose. So you have the Page of Pentacles. You're stepping out regardless, I think. I think you have groundwork laid. Pick. My cat came down here. Pickle DD. Oh, he wants to come in. Oh, my baby boy. All right. So that is what we have there. You're making a shift that I don't think other people are comfortable with or understand quite yet. I feel like you have a plan, though. Pickle, you can come in. You're okay. He's like, I don't understand this. Why are you here and not in the house? All right, so we're going on to the Oracle. All right, so we have the tree. That's longevity, growth, etc. All right, this is a chunk, but we're doing it. So we have the guy, the bear, and the lion. This is stuff, this could either be your finances going well, there could be some kind of offer that pops up where you're like, oh, you know, because the lion is a surprise card. Bear can be finances, or you can feel like you have to not unexpectedly defend yourself, and it doesn't have to be like a fight. It can just be like a, no, I'm not going to listen to this, or a, you know what, I'm going to leave, or like, no, I don't want to be hearing that. You know, there's something boundary-wise that goes up here. Because you're more concerned with like kind of the long-term effects of things versus instant gratification. Because otherwise you wouldn't be going through all this other stuff. But it starts showing up. the Whip, and the Heart. So I'm not going to call this a guilt trip, but I am going to frame it as people, like I said, there's a pulling of the heartstrings. It's like, but don't you want it? And you're like, yeah, I would love to, this is a real short-term example, but I would love to, eat a whole chocolate cake by myself, but I also know that long term I'm going to feel like crap tomorrow. It's not conducive, to, any kind of healthy stuff I'm trying to do for myself. So watch out for the people who are like, Aries, I made like a dozen cookies, those kind of things. Not necessarily temptation, but people that want to get you back into a cycle because they want you to match them. Like I said, you don't keep around clothes or things that you've outgrown. Like at some point, you got to move it along. Now, give me one on this tree. And like I said, you're not being mean about it, but there is a definite like pushback. Because you have the Letter, the Bride, and the Stork. You're communicating. I think whatever you're doing, you are putting it out there that no, there's a change. There's stuff a brewing here that I'm doing. And when people are a little taken back or like, wait, why aren't you going to be same old Aries? And you're like, no, thank you. I mean, if anyone hates being stuck in the same place, I'm going to vote for Aries. So let's do an oracle card here. Like I said, I don't think you're really like just going off willy-nilly. I think it's more so you're preparing yourself for the opportunities and you have some kind of framework. If it's not a definite plan, you have an outline of what you want to be doing and you don't want to get sidetracked. So, closing it. Oh my goodness, selenite. This is like my jam. This is like my spiritual HEPA filter, that and kyanite. So we have connection, clarity, and manifestation. Time for a period of clarity and concentration. Stop confusion from clouding your judgment and communicate clearly your intention and purpose. Yeah, so it's not just other people I think you're communicating it to. I think your intentions are getting clear as well. Like I said, you have a plan, you have a framework, and you're piecing things together and adjusting accordingly. So don't let anyone come and shake your coconut tree on that. All right, Aries, that's what we have, and I'll talk to you later.